The topic of abortion has been blazing through your news reel for the last couple weeks because Texas passed a law banning abortion after 6 weeks, which is totally insane. But we kind of knew it was coming, right? The Supreme Court did not intervene to block this ban, so as of right now, after 6 weeks, it is against the law to get an abortion in the state of Texas. And you can get sued if you support somebody that's going forward trying to get an abortion. Other states are going to follow with this. Other conservative states in the South here in the United States will probably follow suit at some point. And if you're pro-abortion, if you're pro-woman, like I am, this is totally unacceptable. But what I wanted to say, and I wanted to share my thoughts on this because this particular point of view I'm going to bring up is not often discussed when you hear people on TV or on the radio defend the right for women to have the choice, which is what I'm for, the right for women to have the choice to get an abortion or not. This particular point I'm gonna bring up is it's been laid out there. I'm not gonna be the first to say it, but I feel like more of it should be discussed. Now, what I'm gonna say bleeds over a little bit into the birth control industry and genre, and I'm gonna tread lightly. I know this is a very sensitive topic, but you know me, I'm gonna say what I need to say. This is what I've been thinking. Although it really falls under birth control, you can also bring this up when it comes about pro-abortion and pro-women and pro-choice for the rights for women to choose to have an abortion or not. First off, it's a woman's body. We've heard that one. Let's go with that, right? Number one, it's a woman's body. Let her do what she want to do. It's her right, her choice. Okay, we've heard that. So true. That's number one out the box. Number two, what about rape and incest, right? We need abortions for that because this is a kind of the world we live in. Rape and incest is not going anywhere anytime soon. So the ability for women to have the choice for those sensitive outlier situations like rape and incest, just for that alone, abortion needs to be always on the table. But thirdly, in my point, and what I want to bring up is very simply just quality of life. Really, quality of life. How about that point of view? And when I say quality of life, I feel like when women are in a situation where they're bringing another human, they give birth to another human and bring them into this world. There's a lot going on when you have to raise another child, another human, birth one, and raise this person. And when you're not prepared for that, and even if you think you're prepared, but you're really not because you're at an age where there's a lot going on, 18 to 23, 24, 25 year range, where a lot of women get pregnant in that unexpectedly for whatever reason. Hey, things happen. Women might get pregnant. Things happen, right? The option, first off, the birth control option should be out the gate for that, right? Let's prevent that happening. But hey, you slip up, something happens, you get pregnant. What the thought process really needs to be, another layer to that thought process, should be quality of life. What am I doing? How am I going to be raising someone else when I'm still kind of raising myself, right? I'm still trying to get my stuff together. And I feel strongly about that point because I've been around women that's had to do this at a very young age. In my family, friends, when I was working for rideshare and I was picking up people working for Uber and Lyft, I would pick up women that were young and they had a child with them, or they, through conversation, they had told me that they were a young mother. And the body language and the vibe was often, almost 95% of the time, the vibe and the energy was, this is hard. I can't handle this. I'm handling it, but I really can't handle this. So, and they do, and they did, and eventually women do what they need to do, often by themselves, unfortunately. The father, not to paint a man in a bad light, but we all know the scenarios usually, especially with young women that have children. The biological father bounces or not around or not fully committed. So these women are raising these young childs as a young person. And my whole thought about that is just let's try to avoid that. Let's try to avoid that. Let's talk about that part of it. That's what I'm saying. The quality of life angle layer should be brought up a little more often there, because that is part of it. Again, hey, look, I know that's more of a birth control argument, but it can be mentioned, and it should be mentioned when we talk about abortion. And abortion is going to be in the news. Now that Texas has passed this law, abortion will be in the news all the time, because other states they're writing it up right now. If you live in a conservative, very conservative area of the country or state, they're getting it in. They got the pen to paper and they're trying their best. So, in closing, women, I love women. I was raised around a lot of women, and I'm all about them keeping their rights. It's pro-choice. Give it to them.